How's it going, everybody? I'm Creepshow Chris. Today we are going to look at my Funko Pop horror collection. Let's just go ahead and jump into it because I got a lot of them to show and I'm not trying to make this video longer than it has to be for y'all. We'll start off with my loose ones. This is my first loose one. It is probably the least true horror one. I mean, Walking Dead's TV show can only be so bad. Never really found it creepy. Always just found it kind of entertaining. Anyways, Dale Dixon with the arrow in his gut. Don't know how well you can see it there. Yeah. These ones are all loose. I randomly found them at a little nerd store local to me. And I know they're not worth anything on resale or nothing. I don't buy for resale. I buy for my collection. So, anyways. Got a original Michael Myers. Well, not original in the sense of like this is the first one Funko ever made, but it's a Michael Myers from the original movie is what it's supposed to be. Next up, I'll have Pennywise with the boat, the SS Georgie. I'm thinking I'm correct there. I mean, obviously I had to pick it up because Losers Club, bit of a fan. Now the other ones that I have here, as best I can tell by what I've done research-wise, they're real. I mean, there's some rather sought-after ones. In box, obviously, they're not worth squat out of box. But I have both Frankenstein's Monster and The Bride. So yeah, found these out of box. Obviously had to have them. I love classic Universal monsters, and I know how much the full set of these guys are to get them, like especially the black and white ones, which I think are just that much cooler. So yeah, you'll see me looking over to the camera a lot. I'm just trying to make sure that it's in focus. You'll see me looking over to the screen instead of directly at the lens. I just want to make sure these are in focus so they can be seen good. And the other loose one that I have that is worth a pretty decent amount if you have it in box, I could be completely wrong. These could all be fake, and they're still going to be in my collection because, I mean, I'm not going to spend the money on the real versions of these in box. But this one made me really happy to find because literally one of my favorites. Ta-da! Captain Spaulding. Tutti fucking fruity. Yeah, I saw this and I at the time I didn't know nothing about, I didn't know anything about Funkos at all, Funko Pops. I barely had maybe 4 or 5 that I'd picked up over the years, you know, Christmas gifts or whatever. This one, I saw it and I was like, oh my god, I have to have it. And I would credit this one and The Bride of Frankenstein and Frankenstein's Monster and probably the Pennywise, I guess, that I found all at the same time as spurring my love for Funko Pops, which I have pretty much quit at this point getting because it got a little out of hand. Alright, we're going to go ahead and knock out the big boy. The 10-inch Chucky from Chucky 2, I do believe. Or Child's Play 2, I mean. Not Chucky 2, but Child's Play 2. Yeah, saw it. It was 10-inch. I knew I had to have it. It's freaking cool. It usually sits back here with my 2 replica Chucky dolls and my replica Tiffany doll. If they ever release a freaking Glen that you can get for less than $500 freaking dollars, I'll own one. But had to have the Chucky. Sorry about the chair still squeaking like it did in the last video when I showed all my masks. Still trying to work on that. I meant to put these before getting into the 10-inch pop, but I figure I'll go ahead and show them now. I've got the Freddy Krueger keychain, pocket, pop, keychain, whatever you want to call it. Picked that one up when I picked this one up at the same time. This is the Hot Topic exclusive Jason Voorhees. So, saw those. They were cheap. Had to have them. And Pennywise. Because, again, Losers Club. Absolutely love it. Have to have it. Little reflection of some lights there. Try to get a clear one there. Okay, now we move on to the just regular run-of-the-mill sized pops in boxes. Now, these first ones I'm going to pull up here, I'm going to pull 4. Or, I do have a couple more that are odd, but I'm going to pull these 4 first because the other ones are sitting below them. Obviously, the name of the channel is Creepshow Chris. I love Creepshow, always have. I bought Shudder just to watch the new Creepshow stuff they're putting out. I've got the DVDs over on the shelf there. That is a collection I will be showing eventually, but that's going to be a long freaking video. But the name of the channel being Creepshow Chris, I had to have every single Creepshow one that I found. So, I've got the original Creep, just regular, run of the mill there. And then I also got my hands on the Walmart exclusive glow-in-the-dark Creepshow Creep. You can see the reflection of the camera if I go too close over here. Anyways. And then the Scarecrow. There's definitely a glare on these boxes. I can get a couple spots where there ain't too bad of a glare. I'll eventually get some better lighting in here instead of just a ring light on a shelf and a lamp. And the Genie. What sucks is where I have like the perfect amount of light and everything to show these is right where the screen reflects on the plastic. I'm still learning. Stick with me. It'll get better. Okay. Next up here, Elvira the Deluxe. Hot Topic exclusive. Her sitting on a red couch. If you can't make it out. Yeah, you can make it out on there. But obviously, the Mistress of the Dark, I had to have. Obviously. There's no question. And the last not, I know I've said it once before, this is the last one that is not just a regular box, regular sized box with just a pop in it. The Freddy and Jason combo pack. Absolutely loved this when I found it. I freaked out a little bit. Because I don't think at the time, actually I don't even think at all now, I don't even have a solo Freddy. I've got another Jason in the collection, but I don't have a Freddy by himself. So when I found this, I freaked out a little bit. But, you know, that's perks of being an extreme nerd. Okay, now we'll start at the top. I love Krampus. I loved the movie they made. I know this is not necessarily exactly the movie one or nothing like that, but I absolutely loved this one. It's the Hot Topic exclusive. It was the most festive looking one, and the closest to looking like the one in the movie that I found. So, I definitely had to go with this one more than any of the rest. But, I absolutely love it. It's heavy. It is freaking heavy, comparatively. I've got like 2 in this collection that are way heavier than they should be. Okay, gonna knock out a couple here. Boom. The Jangly Man and Harold from Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Absolutely loved that movie. I don't know if they've made any more of these yet. I'd love to get a couple other people from that one. The Pale Woman and all that stuff. I think that's what her name is, if I'm remembering correctly. But, you know, can only get what they make. But at this point, I mainly want to finish my Losers Club set, which I'll show what I have later. And other than that, you know, if there's like one more added to like Creepshow or, you know, this or that, but I'm not actively seeking like large amounts of these anymore. So, I got the monster from The Quiet Place. I loved this one. It's very, very beautiful looking. Again, can't quite get you too good of a view here. And I'm not taking them out of box. If I bought them in box, I keep them in box. No question about it. Up next, from the Thrilling Adventures of Sabrina. I think it's what it's called. Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. I got Sabrina and Spellman. What the frick am I saying? Sabrina and Salem. God bless. I gotta get on my words better today. I'm just fumbling over everything. These, I want to get the rest of this collection mainly because Pluto is going to be freaking awesome to have. You know, yeah, I might get, you know, Adelaide and Red, or no, this is Red, or no, this is Umbra. Adelaide, Red, and Abram, but Pluto I have to get. He's just cool. But the issue is I don't have much more room at all on the shelf that these are on. And that's pretty much why I'm not that much about it. Plus, I don't want to have just only Funkos. I'm trying to grow my mask collection. I just got a new NECA Ultimate figure today. I'm wanting to get the rest of the Toonie Terrors. You know, there's a lot of other stuff that I'd rather collect than just having more and more and more and more Funkos. So, then we've got Chris Washington from Get Out. If it'll pick up any kind of clarity. There we go. Yep, Chris Washington from Get Out. I thought it was really cool because if you look really close at the armrest, it's got where he was picking the cotton out of the armrest's arm. Alright, two of them that go together. We have Greta and the Flashing Gremlin. Get another one that honestly is a bit odd. I mean, I'm one of those people, like, I loved Gremlins as a kid. I don't really necessarily consider it a horror movie, but enough people lump it into the same category with horror stuff that I figured I might as well get a couple of things. So, yeah. Fun stuff. I had to go grab this one because I forgot that I had it sitting up on top of a shelf away from the rest of them. But because I showed the Gremlins ones, I have Gizmo in his red car. The Pop Rod. Which, that was another one that I was like, that's even further away from horror because it's not even like the Gremlin, it's the Mogwai. So, I was a little iffy on if I wanted that one or not, but ended up going ahead and getting that. Alright, these next three I'll show together. Even though two of them are authors and one of them's a director. I have Edgar Allan Poe, Stephen King, and Alfred Hitchcock. Now, I know there was a couple variations of Edgar Allan Poe. There was one with a what is it? Raven Crow, whatever. My brain's not working. It's rather late at night. But I got the one with the skull. I thought that was a little bit more dark looking. And, you know, being a horror collection, who doesn't want dark looking stuff? This was actually the first Stephen King I ever found. I know they've came out with quite a few more. And, you know, technically, if you want to be technical about it, I have another one in another collection. I'll get there. But this one's just him holding a black book with some glasses on. It's just the first one I found, picked it up, kept it. Never bought another one of the variants other than the one I said I'd show. And then the old Alfred Hitchcock with his clipboard, or movie clipboard, or whatever you call that thing. It says Psycho on it. It's really cool. I loved that one when I found it. I literally freaked out over finding that one, honestly. Alright, next little section, I should say. You know, some people consider it just a TV drama, but with the subject matter of the show, I consider it at least close enough to horror that I'll set it in my horror room. First off, got Crowley and Castiel. The Castiel is a Hot Topic exclusive. The just sheer amount of time I've spent watching this series is pretty crazy. How many times I've restarted and watched again, got to a certain point, quit watching for a while. 2 or 3 new seasons came out on Netflix. Then I had to end up starting from the beginning again to get a refresher and watching all the way up. I've seen most of the seasons probably 3 times or more. But I haven't finished it yet. Got Sam. And we got Dean. Absolutely loved those. And then this one, because he was one of my favorite characters, I freaked out when I found. I bought it from a little nerd store, paid a little bit extra for it because it was, you know, harder to find one, and I bought a hard case for it. Mr. Bobby Singer. You idiots. I absolutely love him in this show, and I absolutely had to buy this. There was no question. Paid more than, you know, store price for it. Whatever. Who cares? Next up, we have Gage and Church from Pet Sematary. You can see Church real well there. Gage is kind of hard to see. I wish they would do just a... I know it would hurt structural integrity of these boxes, but I wish they'd do the window on around to where you can see, because he's got a bloody freaking knife in one hand, but you can't see it because it's behind the cardboard corner. So why some people do open their pops. If I started opening them without buying risers and everything, I'd have nowhere to put them. Then we've got Cthulhu, Books A Million exclusive, or BAM as they go by now. I absolutely loved this. I know there's like 6 versions, but this one just being that like stone looking color, I liked that, so I went with it. Okay, we're getting down near the more straight up like slashery area of it. I've got Black Phillip from The Witch, or the Vitch as I call it, because I'm stupidly goofy enough to call it that. Alright, I need these 2 together. We have from the, I do believe, well no, like, yeah, 40th anniversary. We have Ripley in spacesuit and the Xenomorph. Absolutely. I think they done really fucking cool on the Xenomorph, no doubt. Stacking them beside me now because I ran out of room over there, but that's also going to become a problem shortly. We'll go ahead and get another combo out of here. We have Pinhead and the Chatterer. Pinhead Hot Topic exclusive. Do believe glow in the dark. Yep. Hot Topic exclusive glow in the dark, and Chatterer being a Walmart exclusive. Definitely would like to see them come out with some more of these. Get Butterball and all the rest of them. That would be another line that I would actively seek out eventually. See, that's the thing, like, I'm actively wanting to complete my Losers Club set, but I don't really seek out to collect them. Like, if I found one out somewhere and it wasn't stupid price of the ones I don't have, yeah, I would go ahead and pick it up if I had the money with me. But I'm not like getting on eBay or Amazon or Mercari and trying to buy them. Alright, next up we have my 8-bit Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th. It's an exclusive to somewhere, but I don't remember where. It just says exclusive on the sticker. My wife got me this one. And I absolutely love it. And I cherish it even more because she got me it. But, I mean, it's a freaking 8-bit Jason. It's freaking dope. And the H2o Michael Myers, the Hot Topic exclusive. That was the other Michael Myers I mentioned having earlier. The one that I actually had in box. Which I have the box for the other Michael. I don't have an insert for it. And I've not taken the time to get it. This one I bought used. It came with something else. I don't remember. It might have been the Pinhead or something like that. I'm not sure. It is the Hot Topic exclusive Friday the 13th Part 5 Jason. The Roy, technically, I think it was like Roy something, or I don't know. Like I said, like sleep, lack of knowledge right now. But yeah, I think I bought this one and Pinhead, and the guy brought Pinhead to me because that was the one I actually contacted him about, and he ended up bringing this one loose, you know, plastic and all that, but he said he had it out on display. He had the plastic with it and the box with it and everything, but it was, you can tell the box like may have been around smokers or something for a while. It's kind of got a like slight yellow tint to it, but again, it's cool, so I wanted it in the collection. Next up we have the Nun Demonic version. It's probably one of my least favorite movies in that whole series, but it just looks cool the way they painted it up with the like dark cracks or whatever you want to call them in her face and everything. I just thought it looked cool, so I decided to go ahead and get it, even though that's like literally probably my least favorite one, and a lot of people's least favorite one to this point in the Conjuring franchise. Okay. We have the Hannibal Lecter Silence of the Lambs bloody mouth version. I know I keep saying, you know, I'm not doing these anymore, or I'm not collecting these anymore, but I would probably also jump on a Hannibal Lecter with like the mask on too. Especially, I think they might have done one where it was Hannibal Lecter wearing his mask strapped onto the dolly that they had him on. I would definitely buy that one. And then we have my good guy Chucky, because I figured since I've got so many evil Chuckies, and I bought this one before I had my like full-size replica good guy Chucky back here that you can slightly see in the corner there. I figured since I had so many evil ones before getting that I might as well get a good guy Chucky when I come across it. And I came across this pop. I actually won that tall one at a get-together for a group of people that I was at once affiliated with. Next one I've got Jack Torrance from The Shining, obviously. I definitely like that one. I like where they wrote right here. I don't know how well it can make it out, but they wrote on the plastic red rum. Yeah, it's not one to catch a good enough focus to necessarily see it very clearly, but I like that very much. I like when they do like little art things to the boxes. It's really cool. Next up, we've got Carrie. Little bit of kind of dent right here to the box, but still really cool. So I liked the whole look of this one really well, so I just went ahead and got it even with a dented box. This one was probably the newest one I've bought here recently. Again, it's got a little bit of box art to the window that I thought was cool, and when I found it, I did definitely freak out a little bit over this one. Found it at a nerd store. Reagan the Exorcist. I'm trying to pause on each one just a little bit to get a little bit of a nice view of it. And I explained with the masks. I know the controversy and all that, but nostalgic reasons. The Creeper from Jeepers Creepers. I know they also have a variant with the like webbing finger fang looking things on his face out. Just never came across it in person. Never cared enough to order it offline. And then we've got the final 5. These are the ones I was talking about. My Losers Club set. We've got Beverly Marsh, which for some reason I thought I didn't have a Beverly. I may have picked that one up when I picked up Reagan the same day. Then we've got Mike Hanlon. Then we've got Ben Hanscom. Hanscom, but my country accent has a tendency to make things sound way shorter than they're supposed to be. We've got Pennywise with spider legs. Figured if I had the loose out-of-box Pennywise with the SS Georgie, I might as well get like a cool in-box one. And last but not least, the shopkeeper himself from It Chapter 2. That would be the other Stephen King that I have. That's his little cameo in the movie. But, as far as I know, unless I missed any, which I'll check and put it at the end of this video, I'll do like a little interruption right about here. So if you saw an interruption, obviously I missed a few. But I'm pretty sure that was all of them. We'll see. So yeah. I do have a lot of non-horror pops in the living room that I eventually intend to put in boxes and take to a nerd store. And the nerd store. I keep calling them nerd stores because I don't want to drop anything about my location too specifically. But there's a store close to me that buys stuff like this in bulk for, you know, decently what it's worth, instead of just like, I'll give you $1 a pop or $2 a pop. Like, they'll actually look up and do a little Googling, see which ones are worth what, and then ask you how much you're wanting out of them, and see if they can crunch the numbers and all that stuff. But I'll put it this way, one time between me and my wife, we had over $3,000 of worth. Not that we had $3,000 in our collection, but we had got a couple here and there that were worth, you know, 50, 60, a couple that were worth 100. We had about $3,000 worth of pops. Had less into it than that, but we just we used to love doing it, and then I kind of honed in on my horror. She honed in on one specific interest of hers, and that's pretty much where we've went with it. So we're going to sell a large chunk eventually. But anyways, thank y'all for coming to watch. If you like pop figures, and you know any horror ones that I don't have that you think I should have, drop it in the comments, and maybe you'll convince me to buy another shelf to fill up with pop figures, because there's so many cool ones that I don't have. Anyways, check back in. There'll be more videos to come. I've got masks coming next week. I just got an email with the tracking number, so I know it's in transit from where I ordered it from to me. It's supposed to be here Sunday to Monday, so obviously Monday because mail don't run on Sundays. I'm excited, and I can't wait to do that video to show y'all. Thank you. Come back and see me.